Morning, Jill.
Good morning, everyone. Michael, do you want to turn up a little bit? Good morning, beautiful people. Can
Good
you
morning,
hear me?
Jill.
Can anybody talking in the back, can you hear me back there? Hello? Good morning. Good morning. We are now beginning. Good morning. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to CSL White Rock. What a joy it is to see each and every one of you here today. And for all those beautiful people I cannot see, welcome, and it's a joy that you joined us today. Thank you so very much. My name is Jill Engels, and I am a practitioner here at CSL White Rock. I'd like to take the next moment to just relax in your chair and take a breath. And let us take this time to be quiet together, to just sit in the stillness and the breath of life itself. It is in this stillness, in this breath of life, that I recognize the one source, this one thing that I call the divine, that is ever present. It is in each and every one. It expresses itself through all life, through all things. It is what is. And today, together, we gather at CSL White Rock in community, recognizing that the love that is ever present is expressing itself through each and every one of us. The joy, the good, the beauty that the divine is expressing itself through all. And so let us celebrate today, this day, this beautiful day of being in community. And as we're in community is to learn and to grow and to be and take this joy that we always are out into the world and be the best that we are, expressing and allowing the divine to express itself through us and us, as us. What a blessing life is. What a blessing each and every one here today and beyond those doors are. So I celebrate this day and I give thanks for it, and I give thanks for all these beautiful people in this wonderful community and the doors beyond. And I say, yes, 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 I accept it all. I release this word to the law, the universal law of mind, and let it go as it unfolds in our life beautifully. And so it is. And I'd like to take this moment in gratitude and know that I am deeply moved to express our heartfelt appreciation to the First Peoples for their enduring love and stewardship of this beautiful land. With deep respect, I honor the privilege of living, loving, playing, and learning on the unceded territories of the Coast Salish peoples, including the Samiamu, Katsi, Kwatlam, Kakai, and Tawasan First Nation. May this acknowledgement serve as a meaningful reminder that at CSL White Rock, our vision is to create a loving, vibrant world that works for all. We are committed to moving forward with understanding, compassion, and harmony as we journey towards a brighter future. At CSL White Rock, our teaching is based on the science of mind, a philosophy, a faith, a way of life. We believe there is one life, there is one source of all things, of all life. We are spirit having a human experience. Nothing outside of us needs to change in order for us to be happy. And we are here to walk each other home. And what a joy that is. And before I move into introducing our magnificent musician for today, I just want to say that our wonderful, youthful, magnificent backup guy who does all of our tech stuff was his 21st birthday. Michael? Come out and show your face. Did he show his face? 21. Wow. Wow. And that was yesterday, and yesterday's gone. So what a joy it is to have Michael here with us, this beautiful, youthful energy, and 21, wow. Anyways, it is my joy and pleasure to introduce the wonderful Heidi McCurdy.
Excited. Ooh. Hello. I was really excited when I saw it. That seems like maybe the speaker's a bit loud, maybe. Yeah, woke up this morning. This is one of my favorite songs to sing. It's one of my family songs that I grew up singing with my aunts and uncles and cousins around the piano. So I am fond of this song. I woke up this morning with my mind set on freedom, set on spirit, set on spirit. I woke up this morning with my mind set on spirit. I woke up this morning with my mind set on spirit. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Walking and talking with my mind set on spirit. I'm walking and talking with my mind set on spirit. Walking and talking with my mind set on spirit. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Ain't no harm to keep your mind. There ain't no harm to keep your mind. Oh no, no. Set on spirit. Oh, there ain't no harm to keep your mind. Set on spirit. There ain't no harm to keep your mind. Set on spirit. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Oops. Woke up this morning. I woke up this morning with my mind set on spirit. I woke up this morning with my mind set on spirit. I woke up this morning with my mind set on spirit. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah.
Can you hear me okay? Nope. Should I go to that microphone? No, it's working. Okay. So I just want to first say thank you to Jill because she's short and like me, and I can actually speak into the microphone. So thank you. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Sandy Seymour, and I'm the president of the board here at CSL. And I just want to welcome everyone, but I'm really, really excited. I have to tell you why I'm excited. So there's a gentleman in the back row that, well, I guess the second to the back row, who I've not seen in many years, double-digit years. We used to be attending CSL in Vancouver all the time. Paul, would you mind standing up? I just want to give you a really special welcome. And he also brought with him two of his friends, Laura and Phil. And I just want to give a special welcome to you because it's their first time here. And they know nothing about CSL, so if you want to fill them in, do feel free to do that. So I also want to say thank you to everyone on Zoom and YouTube, I guess it is, right? Yeah, so it's really special, I think, that the pandemic gave us Zoom, and we have this opportunity to reach out to people who can't be here or who, for whatever reason, don't want to be here or who are really, really far away, right? And I don't know about you, but sometimes I just don't feel like being around people, but I do want to connect. And so that's one of the things that this virtual land we live in gives us. So I'm just really grateful for that. I do have some announcements, surprise, surprise. And one of the things that's coming up is kind of related to what happened last week. So last week we had our 30th birthday, right? And we had Nathan here, and he was rocking the place down. It was so much fun. For those of you who left early, you missed a really good time. But we have another good time coming up on December 1st, and that's the concert with Leora and Jay. How many of you have heard Leora and Jay? Okay, give us a cheer for Leora and Jay. Okay, so this is what you're going to experience on December 1st, only instead of just one or two songs, you're going to get 2 whole hours, okay? So it's very special, and it is not very expensive. It's only $20. Well, if you buy ahead of time. You know, like the people who are the slow to the ticket booth tend to pay a little bit more. Well, that happens this time too. I'm not going to tell you how much. I don't want you to know how much you're going to save. Okay. So if you want more information or if you want to buy a ticket, Diane is in the back there, and she's really eager to take your money. We also have coming up on Thursday, November 28th, with practitioners Diane and Jill, our Sacred Evening Circle. Morning. It says evening here. Okay, it's in the morning. I could have probably told you that if I'd read the time. That's at 10:30. And so, what else do I need to tell you? Oh, yes. Christmas is not always a happy time for people. Anybody relate to that? Yeah. And so there is going to be another, we had one last year as well, but it was virtual. This year it's going to be hybrid. So you'll have an opportunity to meet in person with Reverend Tamara. That's going to be on December 8th. So you'll find information on all of these things on our website. The next thing, we have a lot going on, right? Yeah, and it just feels like it just keeps on coming. It's beautiful. And we're so privileged and blessed to have this community. It's not a large community, but we have a lot going on. So anyway, the next thing is the winter solstice. And that's going to be on December 19th. And you can bring a sweet or savory, and we can kind of share food and the ceremony that goes along with, I can't pronounce it, so I'm not going to tell you what it is. But there's a ceremony that goes along with that. So any questions, just ask one of the board members. Could the board members stand up, please? How many do we have here today? Penny, yes, and Judy, yeah. So, so if you have any questions, ask us. And the practitioners, would you stand up, please? Practitioners? Okay. They have lots of good information too. Okay. The auction. No, I'm not. I'm going to get you to come up and talk about that. Would you do that? Okay. Thank you. And oh yes, and don't forget, there's food back there, and whether you brought some or not, do please join us for the potluck. It's a great opportunity to connect with everybody. And Janet. For the concert, yes. Oh, okay. Yes, please buy your tickets online. Actually, we would love for you to buy your tickets online. It's so much easier for us. And we would like to know our numbers before you actually show up. It's really helpful for us. So, anything else I've forgotten? Solstice is at, doors open at 6:15. But all of this information is available to you on the website. So if you don't know where to find the website, ask me. Okay? And we now have Georgia, who is going to tell you all about the auction.
I didn't know I was doing this, but that's great. See that big, beautiful basket behind my husband's head there? That is a donation from somebody in our community who's put together a basket for our silent auction that you can bid on. And we've got lots of really cool things at all prices that you can come and purchase for Christmas, for yourself and others. So that's part of the concert that day. Your $20 will also get you into the auction where you can bid. And there'll be Penny's Pastries, my sister Penny there. Wave, Penny. She's baking her brains out, making lots of Christmas pastries that you can purchase on that day. So bring your check, bring cash. We might have a little smart thing, but I think we're going to try to use cash. So thank you. All right. Okay. Anything else about did we miss anything, Jill? Okay. All right, let's just get comfortable as we settle into that meditation time on this beautiful morning. And I invite you to close your eyes or just have soft eyes and begin by taking a long, slow, deep breath. In, out, deep, slow. Take in another deep breath in and then out. And just empty your lungs completely with your out breath. And allow that tension to melt away as you relax more and more deeply into each breath. As you begin to drift into a deep state of relaxation, continue to breathe slowly and gently. Take your time. Allow this peaceful feeling to flow into every part of you as your body relaxes and your mind relaxes. Your entire body is soft, calm, relaxed. And now I invite you to take a walk. See yourself walking in an old growth forest. See the beautiful green trees above you, the sunlight streaming through the leaves. Feel the solid ground beneath your feet and know that you are supported fully and completely by the earth. Find yourself a clearing amongst the beautiful forest and lay out a blanket for comfort. Give yourself time to sit and allow yourself to just be. In, out, deep, slow. Now breathe in that cool, crisp air, and here you are comfortable, peaceful, and safe. Now you notice a bright light in the far distance, and as it begins to move closer, you notice a human form, someone similar to you, someone you love, someone very special to you. It doesn't matter if the person is related or not. It doesn't matter if the person is alive or not. What matters is this person is special to you and has always been a strength for you. As this person nears you, you can sense the love between you, and you greet this person in a loving way that is meaningful only to you. Notice how warm they feel, how good it is to embrace them. Allow them to sit with you and breathe in the love between you. As you visit, you notice another light in the distance, and then another, and another, and one by one, individuals from your life enter the forest. Those who have loved you and still love you. Greet each of them individually in a way that is meaningful only to you. Feel the love. Feel the warmth. Invite them to sit with you. Allow as many bright lights to join you in the forest. As more join you, your blanket simply grows. There is room for everyone. Perhaps some four-legged friends join you. Some cherished pets that have shared your journey of life. They want to be part of the circle too. They too give lots of love, unconditional love. They have bright, shining lights too. There is no limitation to the number of people in your forest. There may be some late stragglers. That is okay. Allow them into your circle. You are now surrounded by individuals who have shared your journey with you, ones who have or are walking you home. Shining lights who have loved, supported, and cared for you. See them all surrounding you and loving you. There is only love. Breathe deeply into this love. Become immersed in this love. It is one of the relationships ended in a way that you wish it hadn't. Take this time to release any upset or regret. Allow the warm light to melt away that is not life or love. Only love exists. Now you notice that each individual light has melted into one another, creating one large bright light. No more individual lights, just one large, awesome light that embraces the entire group. This is oneness, the love of the absolute. This type of love never fades. Stay in your circle for a moment, taking the love through all of your senses. Your smell, your hearing, your feeling, your touching. Not only do you have this love, you are this love. You are the embodiment of all the love you've ever known. This is the truth of you. In a moment, we will return to the room and allow the sense of love and oneness to remain with you. Bring the bright light and love with you. It is you. It cannot be left behind. Take a long, deep, slow breath. In, out, deep, slow, as you gently bring yourself back into the present moment, into this room. You are the love that Spirit is. You are the light that this universe is. Today, allow yourself to shine more brightly than ever. And so it is. Namaste. And now we can have Heidi. Thank you.
This is an affirmation chant by beautiful chorus. I easily find and joyously receive abundance I easily find and joyously create abundance. Feel free to join me. I brought my virtual choir here. I easily find and joyously create abundance. 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 Abundance. I easily find and joyously create abundance. Abundance. Easily find, joyously create abundance. I easily find and joyously create abundance. 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 I easily find and joyously create abundance.
Heidi, that was absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much. Beautiful. Thank you. It's a blessing to have you here with us today. Yes, thank you so much. Yeah. It's a delight to have Reverend Karin back with us again. Reverend Karin works in intern ministry for the Centers for Spiritual Living. She's been all over the place, and she is based out of Vancouver. However, she's was the founder of CSL Yaletown, and she has spoken at several New Thought conferences in Kelowna, Edmonton, and Calgary. A former journalist, Karin's writing has appeared in Science Mind magazine, and I'm sure many other things as well. Yes, yes. And last week was very exciting for her, as CSL would like to congratulate Reverend Karin for receiving from Royal Roads University. She has a graduate certificate in executive coaching with a goal to bring collaborative leadership practices into the mainstream. Isn't that beautiful? Beautiful. It is a joy to welcome you back, Reverend Karin.
Well, I am very grateful that, again, I also am in the short crowd, so I don't have to adjust the mic. Lucky me. And I'm also grateful for that beautiful song. It couldn't have been more perfect for what we're talking about today. I have a special treat for you all. I'm going to tell one ancient story that you're probably familiar with or somewhat familiar with, and then I have what I'm going to call a new ancient story that I'm going to tell you. Not quite as ancient, but, you know, it's got some fairy tale aspects to it, let's just say. So the topic today is really about abundance. It's loaves and fishes, and I'm not typically one to reference the Bible on a regular basis, but this story in particular is one that is thought of quite highly within New Thought circles. And coincidentally, for the last several weeks now, I've been actually doing a course on spiritual economics. Some of you might be familiar with Eric Butterworth. He's actually a Unity minister, or was a Unity minister. I found out not that long ago that, believe it or not, he was also Canadian, although born in Winnipeg. I think he moved to the US long after that. Yeah. Aren't they doing something later on today, I heard? Super Bowl, Winnipeg Blue Bombers, I think. But anyway, so there's something about maybe being Canadian, having abundance of snow, abundance of opportunities, abundance of outlook on life. You know, we're very prosperous in our own unique way. And so I've been teaching this course for the last several weeks now. And of course, you know, what is in there, but his essence and his perspective on the famous loaves and fishes story. So I will talk about that a little bit. But to set it up, I'm going to just give you a quick quote from Ernest Holmes. And this is from the Science of Mind text. And it says, "When we learn to trust the universe, we shall be happy, prosperous, and well. We must learn to come under that divine government and accept the fact that nature's table is ever filled. There or never was there a cosmic famine. It's all up here. It's always all up here." Sorry, I just need to adjust myself slightly. So that's a really important thing to remember. And some people think of Jesus, the human, as a great preacher. But in our teaching, what we really think of him as is a great teacher. He was always teaching, and sometimes he was quite cryptic in what it was that he was trying to share with people. And maybe some of the messages got translated in different kinds of ways, and we didn't quite get it. Because, you know, humans can be a bit thick. And I've noticed, at least with myself, that the really, really tough lessons, it's great to read it on paper, and it's great to get it in my head, but practicing it is a completely different thing. And my real, genuine experience is that I get many opportunities to practice it over and over again. And when I get it kind of dialed in, then the unique thing that happens is I don't need to practice it again because I've now embodied it. It has become part of how I choose to show up. So prosperity is not just our financial well-being, it is also our just general sense of abundance that we have about our lives, the abundance, whether it's friendships and that beautiful meditation, the people who love us, the abundance of love, and recognizing that there is abundance, because so often we forget to recognize that. So I want to give you a little taste of what Butterworth had to say about some of this. And he says the classic example of the principle of knowing that there are all things and to give thanks for the awareness, that's the biggest piece. He says that is this story of the 5,000 hungry people. The disciples reported that the only provision they could have at hand was one boy's lunch consisting of 5 loaves and 2 fishes, obviously inadequate to meet the need. Jesus started with what they had, took the boy's lunch in his hands, and looked up to heaven and gave thanks. This was not reaching up to God, for he had once clearly said that the kingdom of heaven is within you. He was turning away from the appearance of lack and getting the view from the top. Again, he was not giving thanks for the inadequate lunch. He was giving thanks from that elevated consciousness, or the presence of abundance as was visually suggested by the loaves and fishes. There wasn't enough bread, but there was enough substance, for the whole of God's substance is present in its entirety at every point in space. So what they're talking about there is the difference between having faith in God, separation, something out there, and having the faith of God. And Jesus was quite well known for this. And so that was part of what he was teaching in that moment, was I have the faith of God, that there is this infinite supply. So, of course, the critical people will say, well, that's just a story. Because, you know, how the heck could you possibly have done that? How could that possibly have happened? And there are some people who say, well, think about it. Jesus was quite well known. He was known for his consciousness. He was known for his wisdom that was beyond appearances. So it wouldn't be too much to think that maybe there were some stragglers, just like in our meditation. Maybe there were a few people who had brought some goodies with them, a lot of goodies with them, to see this famous man speaking. But I think the reason why it didn't delve into all of those little details is because as soon as we get into the weeds, we start coming up with reasons for why that's not possible for me. I don't have that many friends. Nobody I know is wealthy. And all the stories start going on, blah, 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 blah. And now I'm no longer in that consciousness of abundance. I'm no longer in that, that consciousness of being of spirit. Teaching myself to learn to be in that place of spirit. So when we think about that I am presence, the only thing that we can do is personalize it for ourselves. The only thing that's possible is for me to know within myself, who am I in that moment when I feel like I am connected, I am in that place of being able to be more than and able to be all the best of who I can possibly be, which can only be me. And you can only be you. And there's an infinite well within that you-ness, that me-ness, that I am whatever it is that we can tap into. And that's what that is talking about. So I'm going to give you another little quote here. What he says is, this is Ernest Holmes. He actually wrote this book. I haven't read it myself. The Philosophy of Jesus. And it says, the power that Jesus manifested was divine. It was not the will of an individual, but his willingness to believe that gave him power. It was not a concentration of spiritual forces that Jesus exercised, but rather a childlike and implicit faith in the reality of the Spirit in human affairs. The reality of the Spirit in human affairs. It is everywhere, all the time, accessible. The only thing that we need is to be able to consciously choose to see it and experience it. So what I want to do now is tell you about a story, and it's possible that some of you may have read it. It's possible. But if you have read it, I'd like you to just keep it quiet into yourself. Don't go, you know, I know. just keep it quiet. All will be revealed, because this is quite an interesting and intricate story. So the question that we keep asking ourselves is, what do we do? If God seems far away, who moved? That was something that Meister Eckhart talked about. And we get that. Like, I was doing great. Everything was on track, blah, blah, blah. And then suddenly, what the heck happened? I lost the plot. I lost the plot of the story somewhere along there. Or there's something else that Wayne Dyer says. Abundance is not something we acquire. It is something we tune into. Which also means we can tune out. So here's the story. Long, long ago, far, far away, in a land that some of us may have visited in this lifetime, but none of us, I can tell you, were here at this time. There was a man who came from a very wealthy background. He had so much wealth, in fact, in his background, in his history, that there was an actual castle. He was one of those, I can't remember the name of the TV show now, but he was an estate owner, back in the days of estates. And he had a great vision for this beautiful community that he was, taking care of, and all the other people that were there and wanted to see that. And he saw himself as a bit of an industrialist before, when that was just a wink in people's eyes primarily. But he had one problem, and that was that he actually had inherited an awful, awful, awful lot of debt. So he lived in a castle. He had all the accoutrements that you could imagine. Not a king, but somebody who had that entrepreneurial spirit. And yet, his history was full of debt. So what did this man do with his vision? Well, he was a traveler, and he liked to travel to all kinds of lands. And so, knowing full well how much debt he had, he went off to a far land and hobnobbed with the great artists of the day in France and all the other people that were hanging out, maybe not with Louis XIV, but you get the picture, right? And because he was so great, and because he really felt like he had something to give, he wasn't sure what it was, but he had this wonderful vision, he decided, I think I'd like an artist to build, a likeness of me, because I really think that would be something to do. Now, you can imagine somebody who has a tremendous amount of debt. They're going to hire a sculptor. It's going to cost some money. So it's kind of interesting that he would choose to make this decision, but he did. And he found one of the best artists of the land and had a full bust made of him that he in turn brought back to his wonderful, beautiful, amazing estate. I don't know what happened to his vision, but somewhere along the line, he passed. He passed unmarried. He passed with no heirs. And all of the estate went to his nephew. But then, of course, his nephew, it was his time, and again, no heirs. And so, again, the estate went to another wealthy family that was in the community at the time. That wealthy family ended up going bankrupt. Oh, I forgot. In the meantime, there was a fire. Before the wealthy family, before the wealthy family took over, there was a fire, and the fire destroyed pretty much everything that was in the castle. However, it's not possible to destroy a marble bust. So when the wealthy family took over what was left of the remaining estate, the bust went with that wealthy family. However, as I already said, the wealthy family ended up bankrupt. By now we have moved from 1750 thereabouts, just so you're tracking with time here, to approximately 1930. Things were not looking particularly good in this part of the world, known for its castles. And what ended up happening was this bankrupt family, of course, had what they called a true estate sale. And one man from the local town council said, you know, I think I'm just going to go there and I'm going to see if there is anything of worth. So he went there with £5 in his pocket, and he paid £5 for this unusual thing, this bust that he was pretty sure was the founder of that community. And his vision was that that bust would go to the front of the community and sort of remind everybody of what their roots were during this very impoverished time of the 1930s. For whatever reason, that didn't happen. Once again, that beautiful object kind of vanished from all consciousness. Right through until the 1980s, when a hairdresser, a simple hairdresser, I'm not saying simple as in not intelligent or not spiritual, but just she was a hairdresser. And she was sitting on council and she started wondering, you know, I'd really be nice if we had our mayoral robes and our chain, you know? Like I don't get a sense of pomp and circumstance. I just got a sense of abundance. Let's remind ourselves of what our roots are. Let's remind ourselves of where we came from. And so she started to ask questions. They said, I don't know where it is. I have no idea where it is. Well, that's funny. Mayor's robe and chain? No idea where it is. Eventually somebody said, oh, you know what? I think it might be in a shack somewhere about 5 miles out of town. It's like, okay, well, that seems a bit odd, but okay, I'll walk down there. So she walks down there, and there's a caretaker down there. And the caretaker says, oh, yeah, I think I know where it is. Yeah, it's in this little shed over here, not in the shack that you thought it was in. No, it's in a shed. And so they go trudging over to the shed, and as they're trudging over to the shed, the door is kind of propped open. And propping open the door is the marble statue. And she looks down, and she goes, what's that? Oh, yeah, that was saved in the fire. That was left over. We picked that one up some time ago. They pick up the statue. They get the statue appraised, and then they get it appraised again, and then they get it appraised again. And today, Sotheby's auctioneer has appraised that statue at $2.5 million. It could just be all about the money. You could look at it that way and just say, it's just about the money. But it's more than that. Because think about the consciousness that was required. Think about how many times somebody had an idea about what abundance was on the one hand, and then it got lost on the other hand. We devalue ourselves over and over again. And what I find so fascinating about this particular bust is that just like spirit, it cannot be consumed by fire, and it will not be consumed by fire. It was sitting there telling that community who they were all along, and it took one person and their awareness and their consciousness to bring that energy back to life. So that council, the Highland Council, has decided that that particular bust will end up going to support the entire community once it is sold. A special fund is being created, and that community will end up not going just to one little thing or creating another bust in honor of somebody else who has done something special, but to support the community in recognition of its ongoing prosperity. That is consciousness. That is the consciousness that expands and creates, and that we all have, and all the choices that we make, whether it's, yesterday or whether it's today, we've got the moment right in front of us to be able to see the abundance that is already here. I want to remind you, too, that we don't have to wait centuries, right? Like, you can do it now. You can do it now with whatever it is that is with you. You can bless the $5 that is in your pocket, and by blessing it, you see beyond the appearances and again recognize it as a symbol of that abundance and a symbol of that wealth. So I've got a practical little tool for you before I wrap up. And I just want you to kind of listen closely enough that you can hear it and maybe take it home with you, because we don't have enough time to do it. So you write on a piece of paper the abundance that you're seeking, whatever that is. It could be perfect employment, it could be financial, it could be good health, whatever that abundance is. Recognize and know that that is here right now. Then you go into a meditation, tune into that infinite abundance, and spend some time just feeling that abundant spirit. You can think about how many stars there are in the universe, or whatever it is that helps you get into that place, counting the number of seeds on a fern, right? Like, it just goes on and on. There's so many opportunities. After your set time of 5 minutes, 10 minutes, however long you like to meditate for, read your statement again, let it go, and then when the timer goes off, for 3 minutes, I want you to write down everything that comes to you about spirit, everything that comes to you in that time. So sorry, there was a little bit of a gap there. I'm not really good with giving instructions. Let it go. Then once you're in the meditation, do your meditation for however long. Keep that space open for yourself. And then once you complete, your timer goes off, then you write down whatever has come to you to support you in that, and then you express your gratitude at the end. Just see what comes. Get curious. See what comes, because it is there for you. It is there for you. So our good is here right now, just like that bust. And that community, if you're curious about it, the story is on CBC. It just came out yesterday, I believe it was. And the town is called Invernock, or I haven't got it right, but it's in the upper reaches of Highland Council in Scotland. And that's their history. So it's a true story. This is the faith of God rather than in God. And that woman that was off in search of the mail, the chain of mail, the robe, she had that faith of. And she didn't allow anything to get in the way of what it was that she was looking for. And she didn't allow anything to get in the way of just not noticing that beautiful bust that was sitting right there. That's what I have to share with you today. I bless you and thank you, and close with a treatment. So please join with me. Take these words as your own if you choose. Right now, I know there is one infinite source in this universe. It is everywhere present. It is the unifying principle of creativity, of growth, and the yesness of life itself. Today, I release any beliefs of my not being enough, any beliefs of lack, any belief of despair. Today, I bless all the good in my life, knowing that in this blessing, I align myself with seeing more good as it appears before me. I easily take the steps in my life that support and sustain and nourish my being in the fullness of the spiritual essence that I am. I am grateful for all the goodness that is here in my life. My faith of spirit, of God, is all I need. And so I declare with ease, God is my abundant source and supply. And together we say, and so it is. Thank you, everyone.
This is an abundance song that I wrote last year to help cultivate abundance consciousness. And I like how there's some lyrical, synchronicity with your talk. It's always a fun surprise when that happens. So feel free to sing along when you see how it works. Love is my reality. I have all that I need and more. Love is my reality. I have all that I need and more. All that I need, all that I need and more. I have all that I need, all that I need and more. I am centered and I am free. I am centered and I am free. I have all that I need and more. Again, I am centered and I am free. I have all that I need and more. All that I need. All that I need. All that I need and more. I have all that I need. All that I need and more. Peace, joy, prosperity. Peace, joy, prosperity. I have all that I need and more. Peace, joy, prosperity. I have all that I need and more. All that I need, all that I need and more. All that I need, all that I need and more. I am spirit in humanity. I am spirit in humanity. I have all that I need and more. I am spirit in humanity. I have all that I need and more. All that I need, all that I need and more. I have all that I need, all that I need and more. Another one came to me during the talk. Community abundantly. Community abundantly. I have all that I need and more. Community abundantly. I have all that I need and more. All that I need, all that I need and more. I have all that I need, all that I need and more. Living in harmony. Living in harmony. I have all that I need and more. Living in harmony. I have all that I need and more. All that I need, all that I need and more. I have all that I need, all that I need and more. We have all that we need, all that we need and more. All that I need, all that I need and more. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, Heidi. It is now that wonderful time of giving. Louder. I need to be louder. Imagine. Can you hear me now? So that's this wonderful time of our offertory. This time to express our gratitude. The beautiful law of circulation it works so magically for us. if it feels right for you, I invite you to take your contribution of time, treasure, or talent as your gift today, or what other gifts is yours to give, and to hold it to your heart. Now know a specific good for yourself and a specific good for our center. And repeat with me. This gift I give is spirit in action. I give it in joy. I give it in love. I give it with a completely open heart and mind. I know that I have received so much with great gratitude. And there is abundance for everyone. Thank you. It's so beautiful. And I know that your gift is given with love and gratitude, and now enters the law of circulation and abundance. And I invite our ushers to the front, please. And bless all these gifts. And as you say yes to that, and say yes, as you bless these gifts, yes, yes, please join me in saying, and so it is.
So it is.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
I'd like the practitioners and Rev Karin to please join me. I bless this beautiful abundance that is before us, and so grateful for the abundance that's everywhere present in each one of us. And I'm so grateful. We're also grateful for the abundance that is here right now. I thank you so very much from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you. And I would like you to know that these beautiful practitioners, Reverend Karin was a practitioner first, you know. This is where we all begin. And so please, if you would like to have a prayer, we are here for you. Not only in living person here, but we also do it, you can write us online and you can ask, or we can take you in the other room and we can have this. It's our joy to do this. It's how we serve you. So if you'd like to have a prayer, even for something good, that's great. Praying for good stuff, that's really, really good. So please feel free to do that. Thank you so very much. So I almost forgot. I have to do this. We have to do this right here. We have a joy blessing, and this is for our people on Zoom and out there in YouTube. Learn to get in touch with the silence within yourself and know that everything in this life has a purpose. There are no mistakes, there are no coincidences. All events, blessings giving to us to learn from. Elizabeth Kibler-Ross. So, if you wish, please stand and we'll do our little 1, 2, 3 here. Something wonderful is happening in me right now.
Something wonderful is happening in me right now.
And it's this thing called life.
It's this thing called life.
And it's this thing called love.
It's this thing called love.
And it's this thing called abundance.
It's this thing called abundance.
I know it.
I know it.
I feel it.
I feel it.
I express it.
I express it.
I am it.
I am.
And so it is.
And so it
It's-
is.
Thank you. And I'd like to welcome back the wonderful Heidi for a closing song.
Well, I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God.
Thanks, everybody, for being with. Please stay for potluck. Thank you, Zoomers, for being with us. You are all so amazingly special. Blessings, blessings to everyone.
Oh, I see Sandy. I see Jill.
Oh,
I see Lori.
thought of it, but then I thought, well, I don't know where.
I see Kathy.
Oh, and don't forget to buy your ticket to the concert.
Hi, Michelle.
Christmas music, fun, auction, everything.
Oh, and I see Christine.